Sunday rolls around and they're back on the screen. James and Dan, the wildest pair you've ever seen. Tuning up the airwaves, ready to ignite. Talking all things Poda, they're live tonight. From pile-ups to gear and crazy ham hacks, you never know where the convo tracks. 1 minute it's antennas, next it's a dare. Welcome to the world of the wild on-air affair. It's shenanigans, cranking up the sound. James and Dan taking Poda to town. Talking crazy calls and late-night thrills. Tuning up the bands with the power and the skills. Shenanigans, you know it's never a day. Every Sunday night they're bringing the game. They're swapping stories about the wildest roads. Park to park, from the highs to the bros. Radio's failing but they make it through. Working those stations, yeah, nothing they can't do. James says, late shift's the thrill of it all. Dan's like, watch this pile up, I'll catch 'em all. With gear on the table and coffee in hand, they're rocking shenanigans across the land. It's shenanigans, cranking up the sound. James and Dan taking Poda to town. Talking crazy calls and late night thrills. Tuning up the bands with the power and the skills. Shenanigans, you know it's never a day. Every Sunday night they're bringing the game. From wild activations to DX trees, they're riding the waves, breaking all the beats. Maybe a bet on who's faster on the draw. No matter what they chat, they leave us in awe.
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday, time for some shenanigans, some great music, and a little bit of fun. Before we get started, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to thank the Patreons, including our newest Patreon, Fred, November 8, Sierra Lima Tango. Welcome aboard, Fred, and hopefully you'll start enjoying some of the benefits, and we'll see you in some of the chat rooms and stuff. Also, a shout out to the ever-changing board. This ain't the ever-changing board. What am I even talking about? This is the YouTube members, the guys in green in chat, and some of them are in blue, as we found out we needed blue people still yet last week. But these guys are awesome. Hopefully they're enjoying their weekly video. So I guess they'll be getting a new one of those tomorrow, huh? And now the ever-changing board that did not change, but thank you very much, Kilo 4 Lima, India, for the big off-stream donation. Appreciate it very, very much. And what is up, Dan?
Man, it is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday shenanigan stream to everybody. Episode 118. We are here, and James with his what should be green but clear water bottle. Let's say hey to everybody in the chat here. Andy Callie, what's going on, buddy? Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo KO4 FSZ antennas. Georgia Parks and Propagation. That's our buddy Ron Chris Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo. What's happening, Mo? Mike 88 KB Kilo 4 Lemur India. Josh says he's a Barbie girl. Brent, November 4, Bravo Delta Whiskey has his peanut butter and jelly sandwich and Doritos. Let's go. Roy KT4EM. Hello. Martini. That's the jumbo marshmallow. Her favorite cousin and his BFF are here on YouTube. That's right. Kelly Rose, KI4 JAV. Hello, hello. Whiskey Zero. Charlie Golf Charlie. From East Tennessee. 5'9". Kenwood. Dennis. Alpha Delta 9. Whiskey Mike. Good evening. Happy Easter to you too, buddy. Gene. McPhee from Killeen, Texas. N3XUS. Happy Easter. Whiskey 1. Whiskey Charlie from Alabama. Happy Easter to you. And happy Easter, everybody. Yeah, it's Sunday, man. Let's go.
Sunday. Let's go. Speaking of Easter, the Easter Bunny must have came to my mailbox this week because I got some cool stuff. Actually, this came a couple weeks ago, and I forgot to give a shout out for it. We're going to go ahead and pop that up there. You can't really see it real good.
Hold it from your shirt. Yeah. There you go. That way we can see through it. Oh, that's cool.
There we go. K8PCN, and on the front of it, does say HRAG.
Very nice.
And that come from Kilo Juliet 8 Mike Romeo Hotel. Thank you very much.
Finished. Mike Halpany just finished all of West Virginia.
You're quite welcome, buddy. Quite welcome. Thank you very much for the super chat. But the reason why I remembered to give him the shout out is because this week he sends me.
That must have a green background.
That's green in the center. You can probably make it out if you look good enough. That is the POTA emblem, and that says 1,000 for 1,000 contacts with him.
Oh,
so
nice.
I actually got a challenge coin sent to me.
Good. How about that?
And then if you'll remember Wednesday, I was bragging on little Kristen, who got her general.
Mm-hmm.
Also got a card to prove that we made that contact right there.
Another Zulu. That is awesome.
That's right. A Kilo Echo 8 Zulu.
That's right.
It's kind of a mixture between me and Sidewalk Sherry. It's Zulu Yankee Delta.
Yeah. That's right. Good evening, John. Happy Easter. K8NIV. I can get my tongue untied. It's here.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I first activated this morning.
Early.
Dan said early. When I first activated this morning, I felt like the bands were okay.
Yeah.
Felt like they were pretty good. And then the couple after that, I could tell they started to slow down. But then Terry messaged me after that third one. I was wondering why Terry had not messaged me or not hunted me. And he's like, dude, I've tried you all three parks with like 800 watts on CW. He's like, crazy. I'm trying SDRs. I can't hear you nowhere. And I'm like, well, that's crazy. So the next one I do sideband. And I did get Terry. But I also got like 8 or 9 stations from West Virginia.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure local propagation's working to West Virginia. So it was crazy.
I didn't do very much hunting today. I got my new to me park last night after the late shift rollover, and it's just a relaxing day, not too much radio. Got you at 8 something in the morning, and I was wondering, why you got kicked out of the house. But
well, this is an interesting question. This is a very interesting question, actually. And Gene wants to know if Clarice went into witness protection program.
Yeah, should have.
Well, the last I heard, she had went to back to North Carolina and went and undergone some surgery. She had the hook removed and had an arm put back on, and I think they got her eye back in her head and everything. But here's the scary part: Murphy is coming up, and I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 90% sure that Kilo 8 Golf Quebec is going to make an appearance in Murphy. So if Clarice is anywhere near Murphy, she may want to hit the witness protection for sure.
Terry put her through a lot of trials and tribulations.
Absolutely. And then Therese showed up.
Yeah.
So
speaking of Murphy. Like the end of this week. I mean, this weekend's coming up, guys.
Yeah, it's Murphy week now, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I actually leave on Wednesday. supposed to be leaving when Sidewalk Trey gets off work. But if I have anything to do with that, she's going to get off work about 12:30.
There you go. Just walk over to her and close the laptop.
Well, she has a desktop, so that'd be a little harder.
We're gonna leave out Friday morning. I expect to get up there probably 1 or 2 o'clock-ish in the afternoon Friday. And from there, depending on how tired I am from driving, we need to hit at least South Carolina and Tennessee for parks there. We don't do that Friday. We'll do it Saturday morning before the meetup, which I believe is at about 2 o'clock or so.
That's what I'm hearing. You know, people ask me this all the time, and I'm like, guys, Michael's the planner. I'm the shower up.
See,
my one job is to show up.
Brent asked what the weather looks like down there. Let me open up my phone here to look. Right now it is 82 degrees in Murphy. Friday there's a 60% chance of rain. Saturday there's a 58% chance of rain. Lows in the 50s, highs in the high 70s.
Well, hopefully that'll change around a little bit.
No, rain don't bother me much. It's the lightning that bothers me.
Well, the good news is if it is raining on Saturday, maybe nobody will be out at that place, and we'll definitely get the pavilion.
Yeah, there you go. Just get out there early enough, right?
Right.
Go out there on Friday and put a sign out there. It says reserved.
Reserved for Michael Graves' young children's home.
Yeah. The Eastern Standard Time QSO party. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, when are you going to have time to meet up if you're doing a 10-part Grove on Saturday?
That, you know, I seen that in Discord. I'm like, how's he planning on doing that and being there for the meetup?
I got to hear the logistics on this one, man.
Because there's a lot of parks there, but I can tell you that 20 took us most of the day.
Yeah, he said get up early, and yeah, you can do 10 parks before 2 p.m. depending on how close they are, for sure. That's what we're going to do. Get up early, either Friday or maybe a mixture of both. Maybe South Carolina on Friday after we get up there, and maybe Tennessee Park on Saturday before the meetup. Playing it by ear, so whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
I only went to sideband once today, and I did 50 in, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. So it wasn't real bad for me, but I could tell that a lot of the more powerful stations were not as strong as normal, except for Charlie Golf Charlie and Crazy Wingnut Bravo.
Because he was on that Kenwood, baby.
Yeah, them two just came in, just booming in. And actually, Kilo Bravo 8 Sugar Hotel came in 20 over. I was like, dude, you're 20 over. He's like, that's not unusual for me. I said, I know it's not. So
I know the other day when you gave me a 5-3, I knew the bands were bad.
Yeah.
Because a 5-3 from you is, you got to strain on your good ear to hear you.
Yeah, you were rough. Like you didn't have your tone even. I actually heard your call sign. I didn't hear your tone at all.
Yeah,
that's how bad the noise was. So it's been a struggle. Terry, like I was telling Dan before the stream, Terry missed me on the first 3 activations today. Said he couldn't get me on CW, which is really weird. But he did get me.
But then you got him on sideband.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Chris's Rove is going to start at Chattooga River, and he's doing that for John. I only need 2 more parks to hunt all of Georgia. One of them is relatively close enough to me within reason. I'll just go activate it and park to park it. Get that one hunted. I'm sure we'll have a heck of a pileup when we go do that. Those only have like 400 about 400 kisos total right now at that park.
You know, normally when you get to a park like that, it's like a crazy pileup. But the way the bands have been lately,
Yeah.
you never know, because I went to a couple, like the ones that me and Terry went to do our rove on. Most of those had only been activated a couple times and had very low numbers, and we did not produce no high numbers ourselves from it because the band just wasn't there.
Happy Easter noodles, Kyle. Hopefully you're having a great weekend.
Kyle did hunt me again. He's staying on that weekly PZN challenge.
There you go. He's good to his word.
And he actually used Zungri when he threw out his call.
That is great.
He has replaced his Zanzibar with his Zungri. So, friends, the only ham he did today was the Easter ones.
Yeah, you got that right. Kyle, you're making it to Huntsville, right? I'm kind of having withdrawals. I didn't get to see you in Florida. You said weekly for life.
Weekly for life. Okay. I can't wait till I start slowing down, Kyle, and I'm only activating like once a week. Put the pressure on you.
Sweet. No, it's been just a lazy day here. I didn't play much radio at all. So,
Kyle, you can tell him if he really, really did miss you, he could meet you in Dayton too.
There you go. Or I could just fly up to Missouri. I ought to sneak my way up to Missouri. Just stay up there a week or so and just wait for him to activate the arch and then be in the arch at the same time and blast him with like 60 over CW. Well, that wouldn't work because he'd probably just think I was at the damn house. But or park to park.
Yeah, he's been trying to get me to come out there and get like 50 parks, he said. So
that would do good for your new to you numbers for sure.
Yeah, but they're looking pretty good anyway. I tell you, that my goal is my goals are going along just like they always do. I'm going to overachieve as always. Well, except for the goals of like activating the whole state. I can't overachieve activating a whole state.
That's true. Speaking of new to you ones, do you have any information about any rove plans for Murphy yet?
I've heard a bunch of people doing roves. The big rove that we were originally planning ended up being canceled because the drivers that were running that rove are no longer coming. So
Victor,
yeah, we're not throwing no names out or nothing. Victor, but I'm sure there will be some roves done.
He was gonna go, and then he learned that I'm going, and then he said, "No, I don't want to go anymore."
Speaking of which, looky there, boom.
Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie, 10 pizzas.
Thank you very much for the 10 pizzas.
Appreciate
you. Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie will be in Murphy. A lot of people in the chat will be in Murphy, so I can guarantee you there's some rows done. I'll be there Thursday morning sometime. I'm going as far as I can go on Wednesday and still be set up for a stream in a room somewhere. So I'll be there sometime Thursday morning. I think Thursday morning I'm pretty sure me and Josh and Sidewalk Cherry, and I don't know who else, but I know that us three are probably going to go out to Fontana Dam and do the Appalachian Trail, and then we're going to cross the bridge and do the Great Smoky Mountains, North Carolina. So,
yep, but we got to do that one too. The what was I going to say? I forgot. It wasn't that damn important, I guess, if I forgot. I was going to say, you don't have to stop for a stream. I mean, you've done them from gas station parking lots before, you know?
Yeah, but I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop somewhere. You know,
you should do the stream from the corner chair.
Well, that would probably be hard to do, because if Kilo 8 Golf Quebec goes, he'll be with me, and he'll probably be sitting in the corner chair.
Okay, so here's your opportunity. Kyle's going to be in those exact same parks in June. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, James, is to leave Kyle a note in a weatherproof sealed container of some sorts and send him the GPS coordinates. Let him geocache your note, and then he'll have to tell you what the note says.
All right, first off, what exact parts in June?
I'm guessing the ones you just talked about.
Was I talking about parks?
Yeah. You said.
Oh,
dam.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I said Fontana Dam, and okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yep,
I can do that. I'm going to hide a message at the Fontana Dam, and I'm going to give Kyle gets the geocache. Yeah, but it's going to be a trag cache.
There you go. Yeah, put it inside of a Sundrop can. There you
go. That's what we're going to do, Josh. We got to hide an a trag cache while we're at Fontana. That means I need to take my good GPS with me so I can have really accurate coordinates for Kyle.
You know, I mean, you know, that has me thinking too. How cool would it be if we could combine Poto with geocaching?
Well, it's done all the time technically, and I've talked about this on things before. But for example, Curtis's wife is a huge geocacher. So it works out really, really good. no GPS needed. Got back.
No. I mean, like, just throwing out ideas here. Have coordinates listed on the park info page, where you would go find that cache and sign it, you know, as an activator who did that park. That'd be pretty cool.
Be fun.
Yeah, buddy.
But you got people that won't even leave their car to activate.
Yeah, that's true.
Getting them to walk an extra 14 steps.
And to actually get out and find the geocache and to sign it, you probably have to actually be in the park. I mean, you can't really fake that.
That would make sure that, you know, certain FT8ers wouldn't never sign in. It's cool. I'm definitely going. I'm going to hide one, and it's going to have goodies specifically for Kyle. So.
Oh, right. Man, the Kyle, I'm sorry I mentioned it, because there's no damn telling what's going to be in this cache.
Just a warning, Kilo 8 Golf Quebec is going along on the strip.
Yeah.
And if he puts something in this cache, I apologize in advance for his submission.
There might be a tube of like super poly grip in there. You never know, man.
Yeah. So it's gonna be
put a cup of noodles.
It's gonna be Japoda. Geocache and Poda on the air.
Yeah.
And Kyle will have to have my registration code when he hunts me.
All right.
He'll have to send it to me like Boda was.
Yeah, that was confusing.
That was horrible. I knew that thing wouldn't last long. I mean, I'm sure they're still doing it overseas, but it didn't last long here.
Yeah. He said no men's underwear or man bras. Like I said, no promises, and I'm sorry I brought it up. Telling what you're going to get.
Dan was actually asking if we could do the new shirt in a halter top for him. Speaking of the new shirt,
the frequencies in use, dummy. That's right. It's going to be a halter top. Kind of like a halter tank top kind of thing, and I'm going to wear it to Huntsville.
Yep, these are available now on the HRAG Adventure Gear store.
And I'm going to flamboyantly enter the pavilion with my ham belly hanging out.
And I can guarantee you'll see at least 3 of these shirts in Murphy.
The man's tube top. That's sure.
You'll actually see both versions in Murphy. So this is the black version, where the writing is in the black, that it shows up better on the lighter shirts, and then there's a white writing that for darker shirts. So make sure if you're getting a darker shirt, to get the white one. I mean, you can get a black shirt with black writing if you want. I don't care what you do, but
no. Well, see, I know Frank's going to be there too, and the reason why I'm wearing my halter top is because his beans are making me hot. So I have to.
You gotta wear your halter top, dude. I want to put 2 little tiny piggy tails with your hair on top.
Absolutely.
And no hat. And
little bow.
And say, hey, Big Daddy, you got any beans?
Little bow ties. And I'll ask them how hot the beans are this year.
Mm-hmm.
You boys ain't right.
Your beans make me hot, Frank. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Murphy's gonna be fun. I got to get through Murphy's fun before I can even start thinking about Dayton's fun, and then after Dayton's fun, I got to start thinking about Michigan's fun. Then after Michigan's fun, I got to start thinking about Maine fun. Yeah. then think about Huntsville fun.
You got a jam-packed summer coming up for sure.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
Tortoise Overland, what's going on, buddy? Did he fall out of a chair or did he lean over? I wasn't paying attention. Oh,
I was trying to get the dog to come up here. Oh.
And somewhere get a bike rove in there.
That's right, and somewhere get a bike rove in there.
You know, a good place to do it would be Maine because the weather would be nice. Yeah.
That would be CW.
When are you heading to Maine?
It's not set in stone yet, but July.
Yeah. The weather being a lot nicer for a bike rove in July.
Yeah, it'll be in July. I got to get there's still snow in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be in July. I got to get, let's see, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine,
New
Hampshire, Vermont.
Okay, if you're going that way, you're probably going to be activating a lot of parks that I did when I was up there as well. And you might actually hit Vaughan Woods in Maine, which is kind of the closest from southernish New Hampshire.
Yeah, but I'm going to Acadia. I'm not going to Maine and not going to Acadia.
That's true. I kind of regret that I didn't, but it was another 3.5 hour drive or something like that.
Yeah. And then I'm probably going to cross over into the border and get some over in Canada there.
Yeah. Get New Brunswick.
Yeah, it won't.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure I'll take about a week or so, Kyle. It's not a hard trip.
Yeah. I mean, then once you get up past into Delaware area, the states come fast, so you can get 9 states pretty quick. So.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I'll hit every state in between here and there. The ones I've got, if it's time for a stretch to legs, I'll activate a park. But if it's not, I'll keep trucking. My typical thing is if it's not a new state, I'm good for about 3 hours, and then I start hearing Toby's voice. Poda, poda, poda. So then I have to pull over to satisfy the Toby sensation, you know.
Right.
And then I'm back on the road again. And if I'm drinking clear stuff like this, which is green, 3 hours is definitely time to stop anyway.
Pete's in here. A 1 watt wonder, or one less than a 1 watt wonder from West by God.
He got me on 0.5 today.
Yeah, he said has to go make another run for gas in the generator. The power went out right after he made his QSO last night. And yeah, I guess the power is still off. That sucks. What did everybody have for your Easter Sunday dinners? A lot of ham, I'd imagine, and the fixins.
You know, I actually had something really different. I had like some sort of stuffed pasta shells, and it actually hit the spot really good for. I wanted something different for a change, and it wasn't like spaghetti pasta. It was kind of like maybe a vodka pasta sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont.
July.
Rhode Island. And what was the other one I said?
Let's see. You got Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island. You got Connecticut right there. You can grab
Connecticut.
New York, if you don't have it.
I've got New York.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I won't activate New York. I'm saying them 5 has to be hit because that seals my deal for the East Coast.
Yep.
The East Coast is 100% done, and I'm done. I'll be done pretty much all the way out to. Good Lord.
You've activated Delaware?
Yeah. I've activated Delaware.
It's like I've activated the whole state.
Yep. I actually have that award hanging up now. I didn't have that one hanging up, and I put it up the other day because I'm making a new spot right underneath it because there is another state that is getting ready to be knocked out, and hopefully, if weather permitting, May 31st will be 6 Mile Island with Kelly and Ricky. So I'm hoping that works out. And the other 6 I plan on having done before then. I got 7 total left.
Yeah, that island will be a big notch off the list there.
Yeah. 7 total parks, and Kentucky will be a done dude. Yeah.
And then you have to focus on Wyoming.
Then I'm on to the next state, which I know what is.
I hope you know.
And I looked. I have looked. Nobody has activated it all yet. There are people that's got a lot more than I thought would in that state. So I'm definitely keeping it quiet until I jump up there big.
Wyoming. Yeah, that's what I just said. He's going to activate Wyoming in a weekend.
You know, North Dakota. North Dakota is really close to being all activated.
Yeah, there you
go. That's great.
I did all those on the way up. Mass, Rhode Island, New Jersey. I went up the scenic route. On the way back, I went down 95. So all I had to hit on the way back was Delaware.
Oh, so John's saying he's going to Maine in July.
Yeah.
Well,
Delaware and Delaware and DC are the only ones I had to hit on the way back because I didn't take 95 on the way up. Yep. Beautiful country.
DC, you could have hit from any McDonald's anywhere.
I thought about doing it here from the house, but yeah.
No, you got to be in a McDonald's or you got to at least be outside, Dan.
Well, I mean, I can. I get.
Well, I take that back. You can be inside your vehicle.
I can be anywhere. Have a green screen. We'll travel. Yeah.
That would be funny if I pull into a park to activate and John's in a park. John's from Ohio. I'm from West Virginia, and I run into him in Maine or something.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Fancy meeting you here.
That's like yesterday. That's like yesterday. 1810 spotted. I looked at the call. I was like, I don't know that call. I'm going to go meet somebody. And I go and I drive around all of 1810, every last inch of 1810. And I'm like, well, either they're hiking or they've done went QRT. So I get back and I look to see if they went QRT. They are then spotted in Prickett's Fork State Park, which is up around Morgantown.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a heck of a drive. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to say that somebody spotted them wrong because there's no possible way. Yeah, they couldn't have done that. They couldn't have done that in a helicopter that quick. So I'm assuming they were in Prickett's Fork the whole time, and somebody spotted them 1810.
That's not right. Yeah, I mean, you got 1821 versus 1810. You really can't fat finger that, can you?
Yeah, I don't know how they fat fingered it to start with, but
yeah.
But yeah, I can't even give that the benefit of doubt because you in that amount of time you can't even do that in a helicopter. And there was no helicopters landing in 1810 at that time, so that's just like cool. I'll get to meet somebody in the Capitol. I can tell them they don't have a permit.
Did you listen on the radio for them?
Well, while I was over there, I did call Sidewalk Sherry, and I was like, get on the frequency and see if you hear them. And she's like, no, I don't hear nobody.
I'm curious how loud they would be. I mean, they should be pretty daggone loud.
Oh, it doesn't matter what the band conditions are.
Yeah.
You can hear 1810 from my house.
Yeah.
There's no. That's like the other night when me and Terry come back from our trip and the bands were so bad that day. I mean, they were horrible that day. And I was waiting on Sidewalk Sherry to pick me up, and me and Terry was listening on his radio, and we couldn't. I think I may have hunted one CW station, but we couldn't get nobody. Couldn't hear nobody. It was horrible. And I still had to get Michael Sierra Foxtrot Bravo for today. And so I had him pick a frequency and call me while I was at Terry's just to see if I could hear him and he could hear me from Terry's because the park's right down the street. And he gave me a 3.3.
Ooh.
And I was on like 183 watts. I was like, this is going to be rough when it gets parked. But so I said, well, I'll go down here and I'll activate Elk River because if nothing else, if all else fails, I will work through every band and work Terry from his house.
Yeah. I'm sure he has 10 bands there by now.
Yeah, the bands were rough today.
Yeah.
Definitely very rough today. Sorry you didn't get in there today. Maybe after the stream.
They were good this morning.
Yeah, they were great at 8:30 when I was doing CW. Everybody was loud.
Then that bastard of a flaming ball of plasma came up and messed everything up. There's Sidewalk Sherry. Her ears must have been burning. were just talking about you.
Oh, we were talking about Kelly a little bit ago too, talking about the boat trip. So it's going to be fun.
Exciting summer. It sounds like it's going to be a really exciting summer. Not just doing your normal park circuits in West Virginia. So get out and around.
And here's the thing. So, I'm used to vids that are haters. You know what I'm saying? Vids are haters. But this is why I hate the POTA Facebook group. Because the people in the POTA Facebook group hate on POTA people.
Really?
I mean, it's absolutely crazy the way they do that. I don't understand it at all. Yeah, I see some. I'll be honest. The only reason I stay in that group is because every now and then somebody will tag me in something to thank me for it, and I sort of always just watch for Dan's comments because they're that little gem in all this trash that I see. And it's just absolutely great.
Somebody made a post today that I didn't reply to, and I guess I should have. But
Kind of like
a post today, and they were complaining on they listened on a frequency and asked if the frequency was in use like 18 times, and I mean I'm exaggerating the number of times, but they listened for quite a while, and they did exactly what you're supposed to do: ask if the frequency was in use a couple times, didn't hear nothing, and then as soon as they started, QRM just comes blastering in there. And they said it's happened to them 4, 5, 6 different times on different frequencies and different bands or what have you. And he says it's very discouraging when that happens. And the only thing I'm thinking in my mind is welcome to HF. Yeah. It happens, band conditions change, and especially if there's heavy QSB, man, it's bound to happen. Just brush it off and try again. Don't get discouraged.
Yeah. I happened to get a good laugh out of one of your comments the other day on there.
Uh-oh.
And so, somebody was talking about, I don't even remember the whole thing, but they were talking about a software, and the software wasn't working on older phones and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. And Dan pops in there, and I'm not, this is not a quote. I'm probably going to mess it up a little bit, but he said, I guess you expect something to work on Windows 7 too, or
Windows
something
95.
like that. And I was like, this is why I stay in here, just for those gems.
Yeah. Somebody was complaining about logging software not working on an ancient model of Android. It was either Android or iOS. It doesn't matter. It was just an ancient model that Android themselves or Apple, whoever, doesn't even support anymore. There's a reason for this, because that it's not necessarily they want you to sell new devices. I mean, that's part of it, but they abandon old software because they're not going to be able to support it in backwards compatibility, and it's more trouble than what it's worth. So my comment was, I bet you expect some of your programs to work on Windows 95 now too, right? It's like, come on, man.
But this is where I'll disagree with you, though. I think it is just to get to buy a new device. At least from Apple, I know it is.
Yeah,
because they've been sued for intentionally putting stuff to slow their phones down after 2 years. And then here's the problem: instead of fixing it, it's cheaper for them to pay the FCC fine every year and keep selling the phones than fix the problem. So they just keep paying the fine.
Polo now coming for OS2. Is that going to be a Warp or Merlin though, Kyle? I need to know for compatibility reasons.
Well, I mean, this is exactly why I can't use these softwares, because they just don't seem to work right on my Commodore 64.
I know, right? I want to know. I mean, I'm going to have to, I'm going to send Sebastian an email, because listen, I loaded this up on my Apple IIe and the shit ain't working. We need to have a discussion on the way you code.
I'm going to send him, I can't remember what size they are, but One of the floppy disks is about this big.
Yeah, the 5
I'm gonna
1/4
send-
inches.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send him one of them. Like, hey, can you load Polo up on this for me so I
Is
can
this-
run it on my main computer?
Is this shareware? Dude, I'm gonna put a 5 1/4 floppy disk in my bag because my bag goes with me to all the ham fests. And next time I see him, I'm gonna hand him one. Can you load Polo up on this? Oh, that would be so great. Do I need the windsock dialer to use Polo?
Mhm.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Lord.
DOS 3.11 box. Yeah. I remember DOS 3.1. I ran a BBS back in the early 90s, actually. Yeah, buddy. Back when that was popular. Oh man.
That would
I
be
like-
great. That would be great if I could do it on the Commodore. I could play Space Taxi and do a pod activation at the same time.
Space Taxi. That's right.
Do you remember? Tell me, do you remember Space Taxi?
I do.
That is so great.
But I never had a Commodore.
That is so great. Every time I mention the word Space Taxi, people think I'm crazy. That was the. I mean, if you think about it, the game sucked, but it was so great as a kid.
Yeah. My first computer.
I remember that one.
Yeah. My first computer was an Apple IIe, Apple II Echo. And shortly after that, I got a compact, sorry. I want to say it was a 486 DX2 with the math coprocessor. And I did have the math coprocessor. That's what I ran my BBS on for a while. I had 2 nodes, and it was I had front door mailer. FidoNet was on there. I was actually the net control for the South Central Georgia net for FidoNet, and if I remember, that was net 3645. I don't know why I still remember that. 3645 was the FidoNet network address. But man, those were the days. Tell you what. On April Fools, we made our intro for the BBS because you could do long ANSI that would scroll. And even though I had the top of the line modems when they came out, and I could do at the time, the top was like 19.2, and but most everybody was connecting at 14.4, 9600. And for them to scroll this long intro ASCII, and I disabled the escape so you couldn't bypass it. It'd take them like 5 minutes just to sit there and watch this thing scroll by. Yeah, get off the phone. I'm on the internet.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah. But then they went from ANSI graphics, which I was pretty good at making ANSI graphics. And then they had a new type of vector graphic. What was it called? RIP graphics. They started with RIP and started doing some intros in RIP graphics. Those were high quality graphics back in the day now. Yes, sir.
Brian, you can remember to get off the phone. I'm on the internet thing, but I can do you better than that. Can you remember getting on a phone line and there's somebody else talking from another house?
A party line. Yes, sir.
My grandma had one of them.
Yeah.
Me and my brother used to get in trouble because we'd get on there and mess with them. Other houses.
You should have picked it up. I mean, you didn't know this when you were young, but you should have picked it up, and you hear somebody on the party line, you go, "Is this frequency in use?"
I've been on this phone line for 42 years. You guys need to get off my frequency.
You need to get off my phone line. I've been having a phone line shared party net here for 42 years. Oh man.
That's like one night. One night I can't remember. Oh, it started because we all echo linked in. One of the Rose children was running the net up there in Michigan, and we all echo linked and checked into the net. And then I was like, you know what? Everybody get on this echo link and hang out with me. And we hit my local Logan repeater just because I know there's a guy, and as soon as he hears a call sign, he looks him up real quick. And I know I was just blowing his mind that night when he looked up a call sign, and people were checking in with me from all over the country. And we just sit there and talked on my local repeater for like 25, 30 minutes.
That's hilarious. You made that guy's pencil lead break. Y'all need to slow down. I need to turn the page. Oh man, yeah, those were the days, man. Back in the early 90s when computers just started to become powerful enough you could actually do stuff with them, and the internet was at its infancy. Those were fun. I remember my first computer, actually, I had Winamp because it really kicks the llama's ass. I had Winamp player on there, and my computer was, compared to computers nowadays, it was so slow but still fast to me that Winamp couldn't play a whole song without buffering. So it would play like 20 to 30 seconds and I'd have to buffer for 5 seconds and then it would play another 30 seconds of the song.
Yes, Mo. After the stream, I'll be heading out.
Oh, a G5 RV. You'd have got a ZS6, baby. A lot better.
So, and I was getting ready to say something. Mo's question just messed with me there. I totally lost my track.
A war dialer. Yes, sir. That was back when we had to pay for long distance too. So we kind of timed our FidoNet mail drops to the hubs for like 3 a.m. when the long distance rates were the lowest.
See there, and then Alan saves me because he just mentioned paper. Okay, so first off, congratulations to Kelly who used a laptop and is moving away from the paper logging. But here would be my question: if you paper logged, would it be easier to video log it, or just set your phone down on record and record it and then play it back, and that way you're typing it in? Like just say the time. All right, so the time is 21:30. This is K8PZ, and I'm getting ready to activate, and then start activating, and then you look at the time on the recording and you'll know how much time it's been. The reason I asked this is because that's what I do when I satellite hunt. That's how I know when to log people.
And it's interesting you bring that up because there's an activator. I can't remember who it is, but I've worked him numerous times. He always says when you call him, like I'll call him, he'll say, Whiskey Delta 4, Delta Alpha November, year 59 in park, 1234 at 52 past the hour. For every QSO, he'll say that. So he's probably auto recording it. That makes sense now because that gives you who and the time, and you know the frequency. You write it down.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be easier than paper logging because if you're paper logging, you're writing it down. Number one, you got to read your writing too, but you're writing it down and then you're typing it later. If you're audio logging, you would just be recording it, doing a normal activation. Then you go back and just re-listen to it at the house.
Yeah. And I think the time to transcribe your paper log will be about the same time as it would be to listen to your activation again. So, yeah.
Kyle said, this is where AI auto logs for you. Well,
there you go.
That works too. So,
you see, the problem with AI auto logging for me, Kyle, and you probably know this from firsthand experience. James darn sure knows this. Is AI is going to, log stuff it hears me say. That might not be a good thing.
It'd be great when I go witty data for that out of me if I nine.
And the AI goes, huh?
All of a sudden, my AI says, "I think I'm done with this."
Dennis says, Alpha Delta 9 Whiskey Mike, I've tried using recordings. Paper is easier. I can type from paper faster than having to listen to all the chatter. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I was just curious because when I do satellites, that's how I do them. I record the satellite pass, and I don't say the time after every cue, so because I've got enough going on, turning the antennas and stuff. But like, I'll say, this is K8PZN. The time is, and in 2 minutes, this satellite's going to come in. Then when it breaks, I'll tell the time again, and I just sit there and watch the time on the auto recording, and that's how I log them.
Yeah.
So.
Like to try to paper log, but forget you got to write the time. I mean, to be honest, the time really only matters for park to park. You got to be within 15 minutes. And when the new UTC day rolls over, if you need another 10. But
Eric says, could you screw up? I hear a lot of hams call the wrong calls and still say 5973.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you could do that no matter how you're logging. If the person does not correct you, if I call Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha Mike, and he says, yeah, you're 59 in Georgia, Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha Mike goes in my log.
And whose fault is that?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm paper logging, computer logging, voice logging, anything. It's still up to the hunter to make me understand that's not my call sign.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. If I log somebody wrong, that it's 9 times out of 10 not my fault.
People get logged wrong. A lot of people get deleted because, okay, if your name don't come up on my lookups, if it don't come up on my N3 FJP, if I'm using that, I'll ask you.
Yeah.
But it might not be up to date. If it don't come on hammers, not hammers, but polo, I'm definitely going to ask you.
Yeah.
But if you still continue to say, yeah, it's that, I'll log it with no name. And then when I go home and I search and there's no call under that name, delete, you're gone. You got to know your call. I mean, that's just common sense. So
wait, you have to know your call sign to play radio?
Yeah, you're supposed to anyway.
What?
You're supposed to say. You're supposed to say it in different times from different. I'm not going to give you the time because I have 2 different licenses, and that would be a trap for me to say when I should identify.
Right. Yeah, I thought you can give just any call, man.
Well, I mean,
or Josh.
Some people think they do. Anyway, we are coming up on the top of the hour. Dan, what you got coming up?
Man, not too much. Hopefully everybody had a great Easter Sunday and didn't gain too many pounds in the food. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on episode 118 of Shenanigans, and we will see y'all next Wednesday at 8:30.
That's right. As for me, after the stream, I'm going to go activate a rare park called 1810, and I'll do an early late shift there. Other than that, put out a members only video. That's right. You members get them only members videos now. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll put out a short. Wednesday, I'll be streaming from the road headed to Murphy. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be out of town activating. So have fun, and thanks everybody for hanging out tonight, and we'll catch you on the air. 73.
See ya.